Good morning, Mega Podlings. I'm saying that, and I don't think anyone's watching yet, so I'm talking to no one. Hang on, I'm getting myself set up here. I'm running late today. Running very late. My volume down. Want to make sure I have the volume down here. Hello, Todd. How are you? Give me a second. I'm getting the chat up here so I don't have to crane myself to see the phone all the way over there. Here we go. Come on, come on. Do the Donkey Kong. Do the Donkey Kong. Hi, Jules. All right, I've got the chat room up. Hello, Todd. Hello, Jamel. John Hickey. How you guys doing? Got to apologize. This is a late start. I'm a half hour late getting going here. I'm actually more than a half hour late because I usually go on right after Cinema Sickness, and he ended an hour earlier tonight than he usually ends. So technically, if I was going on right after him, I should have been on around 9. But circumstances pushed us back tonight. Those circumstances being my daughter was sick and out of school today. Now, you may ask yourself, how does your daughter being sick and out of school affect a 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. live stream? Good question. And here is the answer. Her being out meant that I had to stay home with her today. But I'm trying not to use vacation time at work. So if I'm home all day and don't want to use vacation time, that means I got to make up 8 hours during the week. So my wife comes home from work. She gets home a little around 5. I went to work. So I went to work and got to work at about 5:30. And I was at work for 4 hours. And then I had to drive home. So yeah, I actually had to work in the evening tonight to make up for the time I was home all day. So there we go. That is why this is running late today. And Greg is here. Hello, Greg. Welcome to the chat room. I'm jamming to the new Lego Movie 2 song. Super cool. We've been playing the catchy song. This song's gonna get stuck inside your head. We've been playing that a lot. My daughter really loves that, and it's, man, they did manage to somehow up the catchiness. It's like, oh no, you thought everything was awesome was catchy? Oh, we're gonna take it up a notch. Hey, there's Jules making a background appearance. John says, have you seen the Aladdin trailer? Hope your daughter feels better. Yeah, well, I hope so too. And we're curious as to what's going to happen tomorrow, because for those of you not in the Pennsylvania area, it is currently, I'm getting head-butted from behind here. Hello, Jules. Hello. You're head-butting me. I know. There we go. There we go. Yeah, we got snow going right now. And we don't know if the kids are going to be off tomorrow or not. She's pretty sick. She's got strep throat. I mean, she's been in bed sleeping. It's 10:30 now on the East Coast, and she has been sleeping since about 5 o'clock. So there you go. I mean, she's really not feeling well. Jules is making cameos on every which side. And yes, John, to answer your question, I did see the Aladdin trailer. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Negro Orlando says, that's a great shirt. Yes, this is his shirt. So there you go. Like I always say, support your friends. I'm keeping a rotation, so I will wear one of my friends' shirts every time I do a planned live stream. Now, if I'm out somewhere and suddenly decide to go live, can't make promises there because it's not planned. But if I'm doing a planned live stream, I will be wearing one of my friends' shirts. And I have a And Greg says, by the way, I have new Greg's Game Room shirts. Now, Greg, where were you with those when Spreadshirt was offering free shipping? I will get one. Probably not this week, though, because I just bought a bunch. But I will get one, Greg. That is a promise. So yeah, the Aladdin trailer looked fine. I thought it was okay. I gotta be honest, I don't care. I'll see it. I'll see it. I come from a family of Disney fanatics, so we will see the movie. But these live action remakes just aren't impressing me. I didn't really Beauty and the Beast. I was like, yeah, I've seen it before. It's not significantly different, you know. It's the same thing. I don't care about the Lion King. I'll just, we got the anime. I mean, I'm going to see them. I did like the Jungle Book, and I liked Maleficent because, spoiler alert for Maleficent. Plug your ears if you've never seen Maleficent. But they changed the ending of the story. And that was cool because I went in and the whole time I thought I knew where the story was going. And I'm like, oh, well, now this is going to happen. But because they changed the ending, it did not go the way I thought it was going to go. And I walked out and I was like, oh, well, that was a pleasant surprise because they kind of blindsided me. I expected the traditional ending, and by putting a twist in there, they caught me off guard. I heard a lot of people say they thought it was a predictable movie, and I'm like, well, I didn't think it was predictable because I totally expected it to eventually line up with the original fairy tale, which it didn't do. So... All right. Marty McFly is with us. Welcome, Marty. Do I like the 90s live action Jungle Book? Marty, were you here last week? I ask because the 90s live action Jungle Book came up last week on the live stream, interestingly enough. Someone asked how I feel about VHS tapes. And I went into a big, long story about watching the 94 Jungle Book on VHS like a year ago. I just saw it for the first time about a year ago. For those of you who don't know, the 94 version of Jungle Book by Disney, the live action, out of print. Can't get it on DVD. But I wanted to see it. I'd never seen it. The new one, the Jon Favreau one, was coming out. And I'm like, well, I want to see this. I've never seen it. So I found it for 50 cents on VHS at a Goodwill. And I'm like, all right, I'll spend 50 cents on it. Came home, watched it, found it very enjoyable. I liked it. So yeah, I have seen it. It's just funny that movie never comes up, and it's just come up 2 weeks in a row. That's kind of interesting how these things work out sometimes. Maybe that means I have to rewatch it now. Maybe that means I'm due for a rewatch. R&D Studios is here. Welcome, R&D Studios. I have to apologize. I'm not real prepared today because of the way the day has gone with me working late and coming in, and it's a late. So I just walked in the door and it was like, I'm half hour late getting the live stream going. So because it was rush, I don't really have anything prepared to talk about. But there is some stuff in the news I guess we could talk about, like movie news. I'm not going to get into like, hey, let's talk about, I don't know, whatever the heavy Trump topic of the day is. None of that stuff. It's movie news here. We're talking movies. Marty says, favorite Pink Panther movie. Gotta be honest, not a huge fan of the Pink Panther movies. I haven't even seen them all. I've always heard people say Shot in the Dark is the best one, and I've actually never seen Shot in the Dark. I gotta watch them all one of these days. I've seen the original. I've seen like either Revenge or Return, and I always forget. And then I saw the later ones like Trail of the Pink Panther, and they're kind of not very good because Peter Sellers is dead. But I do believe that the Black Panther movies should follow the sequel naming conventions of the Pink Panther movies. Like, I think they should make Return of the Black Panther, Revenge of the Black Panther, The Black Panther Strikes Again, Trail of the Black Panther, Curse of the Black Panther, and Son of the Black Panther. That's just me, though. I think I would make a Black Panther movie for every Pink Panther movie. Greg asked if I saw the new Child's Play trailer. I did. I have very mixed feelings about it. I've talked about it. I don't know if I've talked about it here on this channel. I know I've talked about the new Child's Play on Cinema Sickness's live stream. Number one, the trailer I think looks good. I mean, it looks surprisingly good. I looked at it and I'm like, it's a well put together trailer. If I didn't know what I know, I'd probably want to see the movie. However, knowing what I know, I'm very much against the movie. In fact, I was going to do a video. I was going to do a whole video just on the Child's Play trailer, and I didn't get around to it. For anyone who doesn't know, MGM Pictures made Child's Play in 1988, and it was written by Don Mancini. Don Mancini went to MGM after the first Child's Play and said, I want to make a sequel. MGM wasn't interested. MGM did not want to make a sequel to Child's Play. So Don Mancini took the rights over to Universal. Universal Pictures makes Child's Play 2 and 3. They shot them back to back. Years pass, and Universal makes Bride of Chucky. Then Universal made Seed of Chucky. Then they went direct to video, and Universal made Curse of Chucky and Cult of Chucky. And despite the fact that Curse and Cult of Chucky were direct to video, because direct to video used to be kind of like that had the stench of death on it, like, oh, this must be terrible. It went direct to video. People really liked them, and people were like, wow, these are surprisingly good. They're actually better than the last theatrical entry, Seed of Chucky. So they were being very well received, and he's doing another one. He's doing another one, Don Mancini, with Universal. So there's going to be a Child's Play. I think it's 8 they're up to now. And he's selling a TV series, all of which are based in the original continuity that he established in the original Child's Play. Well, now MGM owns the rights to the original film, part 1 only, because that's the only one they made. Universal made all the sequels. So MGM decides they're going to make a remake of the original without Don Mancini. Don Mancini's dead set against it, and he's like, hey, wait a minute. You're going to reboot my series? My series is still going on. I'm making part 8 here. I'm making a TV series. Universal's like, we don't care. We own the rights to the original. You don't have anything to say about it. So now this remake of Child's Play is coming out, and it's a good trailer. It's probably a good movie. I don't know. The people behind the scenes, whoever wrote it, whoever directed it, I mean, you know, it's not to say they can't make a good movie, but it's just the principle. The principle of the thing. I don't like the fact that MGM basically is screwing the creator of the series while he still has the franchise going. It's not like Child's Play's been lying dormant. He's actively doing these movies now, and MGM's trying to undercut him and create a competing franchise with the same character. The principle of it really bothers me, and I'm sorry for the rant, but I'm really hoping that MGM's Child's Play remake does not do well. I'm hoping audiences say no to it, because it just strikes me as wrong what they're doing to the creator. It's very underhanded. That's what I think. That's my opinion. Sorry for the rant. Let me get back to the questions here. Greg and R&D were also asking about Pet Sematary. That looks pretty good. I'm interested. Marty asks, am I going to take my kids to see Secret Life of Pets 2? Probably. Hey, Down to Movie just uploaded a video. I'm staring at my phone because this is recording on my phone, so I'm seeing updates across the top of the screen there. So when you're done watching this live stream, go check out Rick's new video. Down to Movie put up a new video. Mike asks, why do I think the first season of Farscape on Blu-ray is harder to find than the other season? I don't know. I bought a box set. I got them all together in a box set, so I didn't buy the season separately. The final episode, the Peacekeeper Wars, however, that was put out by a different studio, so that's not included in the box set. And for a long time, that wasn't on Blu-ray. So you would have the Blu-ray of the whole series, and then you'd have to have a DVD of the finale miniseries. So Ryan is with us, Limelight DIY. If any of you are not subscribed on iTunes, Stitcher, whatever, however you get your podcasts, if you haven't checked out Limelight DIY yet, please do so. Ryan, Splorin' Ryan from YouTube Splorin' Ryan has this new channel, this new podcast, and it's terrific. It's for creators to give you an idea what other creators are doing, how they're doing their things, whether it be podcasting, YouTube. I recommend it. There's like 3 episodes up right now. Let us know, Ryan. How many episodes are there? But yeah, no, it's worth checking out. Please, give them a subscribe. If you listen to podcasts, it's worth your time. 15 watching. Everyone clicked. Thank you, Greg. What I really need is more people to subscribe. I am. My goal is to hit 1,000 by my birthday. My birthday is March 21st, and let me tell you, it's not looking so good. I don't think I'm going to do it. I need like 435 more people to subscribe, and I don't see myself getting 435 subscriptions in that short a period of time. So, but I want it to happen. I don't think it's going to. You know what I want more than anything? I want the YouTube community tab. I don't know if you guys have seen the community tab, but it like lets you send like text messages to your subscribers. So like if I'm going to do a live stream, my live stream's going to be late tonight, I could put a text message up on YouTube, live stream running late, not going to be on until 10:30. It's a really handy thing, and I see other YouTubers using it, but not everyone has it. And I think it's the 1,000 number. I think you have. Could be wrong. Could be it could be a number of factors where YouTube decides you're worthy of the community tab, but I think you have to hit 1,000. So right now, that is more than anything why I want to hit 1,000. Like, I still don't see myself being able to monetize the channel or anything. My videos don't get enough views. I don't think even if I have 1,000, I'm going to be able to monetize, but I really want that community tab. So, I know I'm a little out of order here, but I just saw Gary Reed yell, "Well, she." Thank you, Gary. All right. Where were we? R&D says VOD changed in the eyes of the people once streaming became a thing. That's probably true. In a lot of cases, I think that's true. I don't think that's always true, but it's very often true. And Marty says the Starship Troopers direct-to-video movies are crap. I actually like the second one, Hero of the Federation. It's... You gotta look at it through a different lens. Like, it's not as good as the first one at all, but if you look at it for the budget and kind of think, well, this was what they were doing with a low budget, I don't know, I kind of think it works. I don't love it, but I thought it was okay. Apparently, and Greg's chiming in on the original Starship Troopers. Apparently there's a TV series in the works with the original cast. So I guess that's Casper Van Dien and Denise, what's her name? Denise Richards. I guess, what's her name? The red hair. Ooh, I can't think of her name. She was in Star Trek Nemesis. She was Batgirl on the Birds of Prey TV show. Dina Meyer. I guess Dina Meyer can't be in it because she died in the movie. But they're saying original cast. Yes, Dizzy. They're saying original cast is going to be involved in a TV series they're trying to sell. So I guess original cast pretty much just means Casper Van Dien and Denise Richards. But I'm interested to check it out. I mean, we'll see. And Ryan, a.k.a. Limelight DIY, says episode 4 of the podcast drops Friday morning. Subscribe, people. Subscribe. Can you give us a hint, Ryan, as to who the guest is on episode 4? I know you've already recorded quite a few, so we don't know which one is dropping. Or do you want it to be a surprise? Maybe you want it to be a surprise, in which case that's perfectly cool. Marty McFly asks, thoughts on Artemin Animation doing a sequel to Chicken Run? I gotta be honest, never saw the original Chicken Run. I own it, haven't seen it yet. I should try to get the kids to watch that. Mike says there's a region-free Blu-ray of the Peacekeeper Wars. I'll have to check that out. Greg asks how many Lego sets I have. Really, like none. The kids have a bunch of Lego. And I would like a bunch of Lego. I would like to put together some of the Star Wars ones, but I have nowhere to put them. So I look at them and I drool over them. If they ever put out like an official Lego Enterprise, I know, was it like Mega Blocks or one of the Lego knockoffs did an Enterprise, and it looked like it was pretty nice actually. That was tempting, but if they ever put out an official Lego, it was Creo. Thanks, Greg. If they ever put out an official Lego, I might have to pull the trigger on that. Actually, I do have a few Lego sets, little ones though. Like I bought like the Lego Dimensions A-Team van. John asks, what other YouTuber would I like to work with? Obviously, I want to do more with Cinema Sickness and Rick, Down to Movie, and Greg, who's in the chat room now, and Ryan, who's in the chat room now, and Adam the Woo. These are guys that I know and have met in person and have done stuff with in the past, and I want to do stuff with them again. But if you're talking about who do I want to do stuff with that I've never met before, well, let's start right here. Negro Orlando. He's terrific. I've come to know him through. I don't know if he's still in the chat room. He was in the chat room about 15-20 minutes ago. He may still be here, but he does a fantastic channel. I've come to know him through YouTube and through Facebook, but we've never met. And I would like to meet and do something with him. I would like to do something with Super Enthused. I think she's fantastic, and hopefully at some point in time I'll be able to work with her. Justin Scarred. Love to do something with Justin Scarred. And I'll give you one who I don't really... He's been on this channel. Here's a guy who's been right here on this channel. If you look back, you can find him, because I met him at RetroCon, talked to him, and he appeared here. Andre the Black Nerd. I don't know if any of you watch Andre the Black Nerd, but he kind of does what I do, talks movies, talks pop culture, much better at it than I am. But yeah, he's great, and I'd like to do some stuff with him sometime. He's in Chicago, so I don't know. I don't. Oh, and another guy who I'm pretty friendly with, who hasn't done anything in quite a while, but there's a guy out of Pittsburgh named Lewis Switcher, who's a heck of a great guy, and he does an interesting channel, and I like what he does. He and his now wife, X-Teen Featurette, they have their own channels, Lewis Switcher and X-Teen Featurette, but they're just great people. They're great people, and I would love to do stuff with them. And that's right over in Pittsburgh. I mean, it's a few hours away, but it's not that out of the way. It's in my own state, so maybe one of these days I'll be meeting up with them. Jesse says I keep skipping his questions. I'm going back, Jesse. I'm going back. Gary Reed says, serious question, Spock or Riker? Spock. Always Spock. Okay, here we go. Jesse Swarbrick, excuse me. Jesse says, Bill and Ted 3 is happening. Thoughts? Yes, it is shooting in March. And I am excited. I can't wait. I love the Bill and Ted movies. I especially love the second one. I love them both. But I really love the second one because the second one just gets so weird. And William Sadler as Death is hilarious. And I love Station, the Martian. He is... He's just, man, I love those movies. I can't wait. I hope it's as good as we want it to be. And obviously, Rufus, George Carlin is dead, but I know how they can get around that. I don't know if this is what they're going to do in the movie, but in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, Rufus was disguised as Pam Grier. The whole movie, he was disguised as Pam Grier, and we didn't find out that Pam Grier was George Carlin to the very end of the movie. Well, now he's passed, so I said, well, when we last saw him, he was Pam Grier, so maybe we just bring back Pam Grier as Rufus. I'd be okay with that. All right, I think, let's see. I'm sorry, I'm way behind on the chats here. Let me see if I can get through some of the stuff I missed. Hi there says, hi Joe, my girlfriend Kathy loves your chats, says hi. Well, thank you, hi there, and thank you, Kathy. And I think think your name is new. I don't think I've seen you in the chat room before. I could be wrong. I apologize, but welcome. And Mike Crawford says Doogie Howser, yes, for the cast of Starship Troopers. Brandon Sullivan says, what do I think about the Marvel animated series set for Hulu? Yeah, it was announced today there's going to be a bunch of animated Hulu Marvel shows. Kevin Smith is doing Howard the Duck. Patton Oswalt is doing... oh, man, what was Patton Oswalt doing? I forget. He's got one. I got to be honest with you. MODOK, thank you. He's doing MODOK. I didn't read what the other two were, but I heard there's going to be the same as Netflix. There's going to be 4, and then they're going to join together and make The Offenders. I'm in. I'd actually subscribe to Hulu for that. I don't have Hulu because there's really not much I want to see on Hulu. But yeah, that's got my interest. I'm hoping, because Disney's going to be a majority shareholder of Hulu, and I'm definitely going to get Disney Plus. So I hope Disney comes up with some kind of package deal where you can get Hulu and Disney Plus together at a discounted rate. That would be great. Fright Night Blu-ray release. Mike Crawford asked anyone know if the Fright Night Blu-ray release transfer with extras, or is the UK Eureka region free? I don't know. I really don't know much about overseas Blu-rays. Cinema Sickness might know more than I do on those things. Funny, I just watched Andre's Lego Movie 2 review. He's awesome, Greg says. Yeah, he's a great guy, too. I met him at RetroCon. I did a video with him briefly, very briefly at RetroCon. Got a little weird. He started feeling me. It's very strange. Go back and look for it. But, yeah, he was a good guy. Zach asked, what did I think about Lego Movie 2? I actually just did a video. There's a review video of Lego Movie 2 that I just posted today. I'll boil it down very quickly. I liked it. I liked it. I recommend it. I think it's fun. I don't like it nearly as much as the first one. I thought it got a little formulaic. And Greg, I saw Greg, you put a comment on my video. I was commuting, so I didn't really get a chance to fully look at it or respond yet, so I'm not sure what you said yet, but I promise you I will be reading your response as soon as we're done here. Kevin Smith is working on Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Are you a fan? R&D says, I am a fan, and I was an extra in Chasing Amy. I was in Chasing Amy. That was fun. That was fun. It was the hockey game scene, and it was about a year before the movie came out. So for about a year, my friend and I knew all the dialogue from the hockey game scene, but we didn't know what any of it meant. So we were like, when the movie was about to open, we were like, finally going to find out what finger cuffs means. Because in the scene, he says, like, does the words like finger cuffs mean anything to you? We didn't know what that meant yet because we hadn't seen the movie. So there we go. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Hopefully it's great. Oh, interesting little bit of trivia. There's a mall in my area where I grew up. It was called the Granite Run Mall. Just got torn down about 2 years ago. They tore the place down. And I worked there. I worked in several stores in the mall. Kevin Smith actually considered the mall that I spent my, teenage and high school years working in as the filming location for Mallrats 2. Obviously, Mallrats 2 didn't happen in the end. It didn't end up happening. But the mall was abandoned and ready to be torn down, and he needed a mall that was abandoned to shoot Mallrats 2 in. So he was at the mall scouting locations. There were pictures of him outside the mall, and we were all really, really hoping it would happen because we all had such fond memories of the mall, especially those of us who worked there. And we were sad enough that our mall was being torn down. That was really disappointing. And the idea that it might get preserved forever in a Kevin Smith movie kind of was like the glimmer of hope. And then it didn't happen. Anyway. All right, let me see. Greg says, I can't think of a sequel that was decades apart that was any good. Indy 4, I love Indy 4. Indy 4 is my third favorite Indiana Jones movie. There's only one Indiana Jones movie I dislike, and that is Temple of Doom. I really don't like Temple of Doom. Sequels that were decades apart that were good. Let me think about that. I'm sure there's... well, I'd go with The Force Awakens. What else? Other than that, you kind of bring up a good point. I can't really think of too many. Psycho 2. 22 years after the original, phenomenal movie. I love Psycho 2. But yeah, you're right. There's not many. There's really not many that come to mind. A lot of times they just let you down. It's just another reason why I hope we never see a fourth Back to the Future. All right. Trying to catch up here. Chelsea Handler is doing Dazzler. On the animated series, is that? Brandon Sullivan? Is that what we're talking about here? The Hulu animated series? That's interesting because Dazzler's an X-Men character. I didn't think they can announce anything X-Men related until all the ink was dry, which I didn't think was going to be until March. I agree. Marty says Disney should revive the canceled Deadpool cartoon for Hulu. I was very much looking forward to that. Mike asks, do I get any residuals from Chasing Amy? No, I am not a member of the Screen Actors Guild. I had no dialogue. I was an unspeaking extra. However, I did get to sit directly behind Kevin Smith. It's true. Let me give you a little. This is going to be a really bad graph, but let's say right here, these X's. Let's say that was Ben Affleck and Joey Adams. They were sitting watching the hockey game right there. And then they had the two guys next to them that were making comments that were like right about here saying, told you these were great seats. Well, the camera only captured this in the close-ups. You only saw Ben Affleck, Joey Adams, and the guys next to them. Kevin Smith was sitting here. He was sitting like right next to them across the row, but he was just off camera. And I was sitting right behind Kevin Smith. My friend was right next to me, and Scott Mosier was next to the two of us. Scott Mosier, who just directed The Grinch. Now, that was just for the close-ups. That's how we were for most of the day. For most of the day, I had the great fortune of sitting directly behind Kevin Smith and watching him direct the movie. It was incredible. Now, it came time for the wide shot, and they needed to get the whole crowd. They moved us. My friend and I, where we were, they were like, yeah, you can't be here anymore. We need to make this look fuller. So they put us way in the back row on the end, and that's where we are in the final shot of the movie. But we were very, very close to where Affleck and Joey Adams were doing their thing in the close-up scenes. So it was a great time. That was, man, my God, that was more than 20 years ago. I can't believe that much time has passed. I really can't believe it. All right, guys, I'm falling way behind, so I'm probably going to skip some questions here. If I skipped your question and you really want me to get to it, just ask it again, and I'll get to it. Greg's a Temple of Doom fan. I'm sorry, man. I got problems with Temple of Doom. I could do a whole video on my problems with Temple of Doom. I really could. For one thing, is the stage in the Club Obi-Wan a TARDIS? That's all I could figure. It's got to be a TARDIS because it's this tiny little stage. But suddenly, it opens up and all these extras are coming out doing this musical number. And there's so many of them. And I'm like, that stage was not big enough to hold all of them. This has got to be TARDIS technology, this stage. I could go on and on. Temple of Doom drives me crazy. Sorry. Marty McFly says Toy Story 3. I'm not sure what you're asking, Marty. I like Toy Story 3. I'm not sure what the question is there. Or I'm just seeing the random Toy Story 3. Gary Reed says the first Michael Bay movie was good. The rest were mediocre to bad. We talking about Transformers? I hated them all. Got to be honest. I didn't like a single one of them. The Bumblebee movie was really the first live action Transformers movie I've ever liked. Bradshaw Studio says hello from Bend, Oregon. Hello, Bradshaw. The problem with her is the noise. Thank you, Greg. Marty McFly says they need to make a new time travel series called Forward to the Past. I'm in. As long as it's not a Back to the Future remake, I'm in. Brandon Sullivan says she's being described as a woke superhero. Is that Dazzler? Question for both Joe and the chat. In your opinion, what's the worst Michael Bay movie? I'd have to go with Pearl Harbor. I mean, Pearl Harbor is pretty rough. I don't know. Yeah, probably Pearl Harbor. But then again, Transformers 2 was shot without a script. It was during the writer's strike. There was no script. They used notes. They shot the whole movie from an outline. Shot from a production outline. So that's pretty bad, too. I don't know. R&D says Transformers the animated movie was the best, period. R&D, I'm going to disagree with you there. I think Bumblebee was the best. And I'll tell you why. I love the animated movie. Absolutely love it. But it was really just for fans. Like, I don't think that was a movie that if you didn't love the Transformers going into it, like if you weren't already a fan, I don't think that movie was going to make you a fan. Bumblebee, on the other hand, I think is a great movie for fans. I think if you're a Transformers fan, you're really going to love it. But I also think it has crossover appeal, and I think it's the kind of movie that could bring new people to the Transformers. Like my daughter went and saw it, and she loved it. She's never seen the Transformers before, but she's in now after seeing Bumblebee. So I think it's one of those movies that's just so accessible that I think a lot of people can actually walk in and be like, oh yeah, I dig this. I never saw Transformers before, but I dig this. Marty McFly says, didn't Fox only own the X-Men film rights? X-Men and Fantastic Four. They owned the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, both of which are now going to be back with Marvel as soon as the contract dries with the Fox sale. Austin Dolan says, you're supposed to remake bad movies, not good ones. I agree. If there's something that didn't work the first time, but you can make it work, go for it. Give it a shot. What do you got to lose? It's not like you're going to make it worse, right? Maybe you are going to make it worse, but then no one's going to care because they didn't care about it in the first place. I'm in. I like that idea. Like I keep saying, I would remake the movie from about a year ago, the movie Downsizing, where Matt Damon gets shrunk. I think it was a great premise for a movie, and I think the first half of the movie was great. The movie fell apart. They didn't really know how to continue the story. It was like, well, we got him small, now what do we do with him? And it fell apart after that. But the premise is strong enough that I think there's something can be done there. That's my go-to movie for a bad movie I would like to see get remade, because I think that they could do it better. If you want to watch a good Michael Bay movie, watch The Island. I've never seen The Island, actually. I think it's the only movie of his I haven't seen. That's not true. I've never seen the Bad Boy movies. I haven't seen either Bad Boys. Marty McFly says, come on now, we know Challenge of the GoBots Battle of the Rock Lords is the best movie in the series. I actually saw that in the theater. If you watch my video, it used to be a movie theater. I even show you the theater where I saw GoBots Battle of the Rock Lords. Spoiler, Sean Bean dies in The Island. I think the spoiler is when he lives. I think that's the spoiler. Sean Bean doesn't die. Greg's right. Bad movies have no drawing power. That's very true. But you know, uh, I think it's pretty much the same as a movie that no one's heard of before, like a new intellectual property. It's all going to be in the marketing. It's all going to be in how you sell it. Because a brand new movie that's got no name recognition, you have to start from scratch in building the recognition and making people see through trailers, commercials, like, hey, we look what we got here. This, you want to see this? So I think a remake of a bad movie is kind of in the same spot. But yeah, the studios do want a built-in audience. You're absolutely right. Hi there says it was a crime to remake Willy Wonka. Yeah, even Gene Wilder said so. Gary, I'm going with Willy Wonka. I didn't like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory at all. Marty McFly says favorite video game movie. I'm going to totally cheat on that answer. And I'm going to say The King of Kong, A Fistful of Quarters. I always say King of Kong, Fistful of Quarters, best video game movie ever made. I know that's not what people are talking about when they say video game movie, but I'm totally just going to cheat and say it. There's been a few decent movies based on video games, but I don't think there's ever been a good movie based on a video game. What I mean by that is, I think the best video game based movies ever have it's all comparatively speaking. It's like, well, this isn't as bad as that, you know. For example, the new Tomb Raider isn't bad. It's not great. It's not bad. Jesse's taking off. Good night, Jesse. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Marty, I think you mentioned that before, that you're 1 hour away from Fun Spot. One of these days, I'm going to have to come out to Fun Spot. Just make the pilgrimage, and we can meet up there. Craig, you should come. If I'm doing a video of Fun Spot, that's got your name written all over it. That should be a Greg's Game Room Megapodtastic co-production. We should, I don't see myself being able to travel to Fun Spot in the near future, but if that happens, that should be you and I, man. We should make that a joint thing. Spoiler about Jupiter Ascending, Sean Bean lives. The new Tomb Raider is not bad. It's not terrific, but it's halfway decent. And Rampage with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, again, not a great movie, but it was entertaining. I was entertained. Those are probably the best. I know people really love the Resident Evil movies. Got to be honest, I've never made it all the way through one. But, yeah. Marty's saying he's going to go to sleep. I don't blame you. I think people are dropping off because of the late hour. So I'll tell you what, we'll go about 15 more minutes, then I'm going to wrap this up. That'll bring us to about an hour. I got a late start tonight, I know. I think we already lost Sean and Ryan. They've already taken off. I think Sean just came in to plug his t-shirt. He was like, that's the only reason he was here. He was like, you're wearing my shirt. Greg says Billy Mitchell is a cool guy. Met him at Free Play Florida. Greg, you had him in your Free Play Florida video this year, and I don't know if you meant to do it or if it was an accident, but it felt like you were tweaking him a little bit because he recently obviously had his record stripped, and you got him playing Donkey Kong and said, "You going for the record again?" And he just quietly went, "Nope, just playing." And I was like, I didn't know if you were trying to tease him a little bit or not there, but it made me laugh. I enjoyed that. Greg, you ever met Steve Wiebe? Tell us about that guy, or Roy Schilt, Mr. Awesome. I want to hear more about these guys. These guys were... Oh, there's another great documentary about video games. Everyone talks about King of Kong, Fistful of Quarters. That's obviously the one that gets all the attention. But there's another one that came out around the same time called Chasing Ghosts. If anyone hasn't seen Chasing Ghosts, try to dig that one up. That's another good one. It's got a lot of the same characters from King of Kong. You'll see Walter Day, Billy Mitchell, all these, a lot of the same guys. But it's not just focused on Donkey Kong. That's great documentary. I recommend it. So yeah, if you're into King of Kong, Fistful of Quarters, want to see more like that, look for Chasing Ghosts. Gary says, good night and remember to cover my heart if Mola Ram comes near me. I was in a band years ago called Daddy Drank Breakfast. And I have no musical talent. None of us actually did. Well, my friend Dave Perillo, who's going to be at the Festival of the Arts at Epcot last weekend of February. So if you're in the Florida area, go to Epcot, look for Dave Perillo. Dave had some musical talent. He was the drummer, but most of us didn't. And my friend Carmen was the lead singer. He wrote a song called Frank Booth about Frank Booth, the character from Blue Velvet. And the song went like, love letter, bullet from a gun, something, something, Pabst Blue Ribbon, I'll send you straight to hell, I don't know. I don't remember exactly how the song went, but it was all lines from Blue Velvet. So we kept practicing the song. Finally, Dave Perillo says, no one's going to get this joke because Blue Velvet is such a cult film. Most of the people we're performing for probably aren't going to know what it is. And he said, let's do it instead about Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And he takes the exact same song and he starts playing Strong Bridge, jumping up and down. Short round, digging underground. Prepare to meet Kali. It was the exact same song, but he just changed all the lyrics to Indiana Jones to make it more commercial because he didn't think enough people would know Blue Velvet. It was pretty hilarious. So that was a side rant. I've been known to tangent, if you haven't noticed. J2H is with us. Welcome, J2H. I apologize, J2H. Yeah, you're a little late. We're going to be wrapping up within 10 minutes. I got a late start today because of reasons. Yeah, I really need that community tab, man. Any of you guys have the community tab? Any of you guys, like those of you who have channels, any of you got the community tab yet? It seems like it's such a handy tool. Greg, you got the community tab? I want that community tab. Man, I want that community tab. That would be so handy. I could think of so many things I could do with that community tab. Yeah. Anyway, someday, something to dream for. I think everyone's getting exhausted because the chat room is getting quiet. I'm trying to remember. Greg does have the community tab. What is the magic thing there, Greg? Do you have to hit 1,000? Because from what I can tell, YouTube doesn't actually say what the guideline is to get the community tab. It's just like you grow your channel and then one day, boom, the community tab's there. But, hey, if any of you have any friends that have never seen this channel that you think would be interested, do movie talk, things like that, just, let them know. Let them know, because I really want to get 435 new subscribers between now and March 21st. That's my dream. That's my dream. That's my wistful Disney dreaming face. Okay, yeah, that was just sad, wasn't it? All right, I said 10 more minutes, but I may actually wrap this up sooner because it looks like everyone has left. Greg has it for both channels. I feel like there's been some stuff in the news this week that's worth talking about, but I don't remember what it is now. I think I'm mentally exhausted. Good night, hi there. Thanks for stopping by. Do this again next Monday. I'm guessing it's 1,000. That's my guess. If I hit 1,000 and it's not there, then I was wrong. But I think it's one of those magical things that happens when you hit 1,000. I got to ask Rick down the movie because he recently hit 1,000. So I don't know. I saw I got a couple new subscribers just tonight. One of whom was I got a sub from Negro Orlando. He subbed, which kind of gives me hurty feelings because it means all this time he wasn't subbed. It's here down the cheek, but he's here now, so yay! Yeah, I've done that, Greg. It's not there. It's not there, or at least it wasn't there earlier tonight. Maybe tonight's the magic night and it just popped up. I don't know. Well, that's interesting. Huh. I just noticed something very interesting. I'm looking at the image right here that's recording, and I can't see the top of my iPad. But yet when I look at the image on the screen, it's there. Apparently, this shoots more than it's letting me see. I've never noticed that before. All right. I am going to wrap things up. It has been a late night. I want to thank everyone for stopping by. I appreciate it. And we will do this again next Monday. And next Monday, hopefully, I will be better prepared. And I'll have things I'll want to talk about. You will... No, that's the other way around. I'm getting the Mr. Rogers song mixed up. This song's going to get stuck inside your head. Thank you, Greg. I like that song. I really do. Todd says, oh, Todd, thank you. You're kind. I don't believe you at all, but I thank you anyway. I don't think I'm the best. I think I could... I look at some of the other channels and I'm like, man, there's so many people doing this much better than I am. Take these live chats. They're just so static. It's just me looking into a camera, talking, and I see other people on YouTube and they're pulling up screens like, look over here, where we look at the headline of today's paper, and then the headline pops up. I just got my iPhone on a tripod. I don't have any fancy things popping up, and I'm like, this is why. Well, thank you, Todd. I do appreciate it. But I'm gonna wrap this tonight because I don't know what tomorrow's bringing. I don't know if the roads are going to be real icy when I'm leaving for work, or if I don't know. I don't know what to expect. Thanks for watching. I am humbled and honored that anybody would want to sit and watch this. It means a lot. All right. Good night. Keep wearing those pajamas.